So 21 Studio Ghibli movies are coming to Netflix, but not in Canada, Japan, or the United States. So let's talk about this topic. So, hey everyone, Blood Moon Bobby here. So you heard right, 21 Studio Ghibli movies are coming to Netflix, and Collider says this applies to Netflix in Asia Pacific, the Middle East, Europe, Africa, and Latin America. And unfortunately, given that list, the movies will not be coming to Netflix in Canada, Japan, or the US, which I'll get into more of my thoughts on that later on in this video. For now, let's talk about which movies specifically are coming to Netflix internationally and when are they coming to that particular service. Well, starting on February 1st, the movies themselves will be released in waves on Netflix over the course of a couple of months. And you'll see full lists of the movies here. Feel free to pause the video to see all the movies. And so starting on February 1st, movies like Castle in the Sky, My Neighbor Totoro, and Kiki's Delivery Service will be coming to Netflix. March 1st, more movies including Nausicaa, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbors the Yamadas, and in April, the movies will include Pompoko, Whisper of the Heart, and Howl's Moving Castles. So feel free to pause the video to see the entire list of movies coming to Netflix. Now, unfortunately, as I've said quite a few times in this video, the movies will not be coming to Netflix in Canada, the US, or Japan. Now, in the case of the US, the reason, according to Collider, is because of the exclusivity deal that the Ghibli films already have with HBO Max, which, as you may know, is Warner Media's upcoming streaming service. You know, it's their competitor to Disney Plus and NBC Universal's Peacock. So me personally, I'm not like too disappointed with the news, but hear me out. So me personally, the reason why I'm not too particularly saddened by the news is for a couple of reasons. One is that I already own many of the Ghibli movies on home video, on VHS, DVD, and Howl's Moving Castle, which I actually think is a pretty good movie, which this is a copy of Spirited Away. This is a Blu-ray that my dad insists recently just bought. So I have other ways of seeing the Ghibli movies, and of course you can buy the Ghibli movies on home media as well. There are other ways to see them. The other reason too, admittedly, is because I'll be checking out HBO Max when the service is coming out, because I've been covering that upcoming streaming service quite a bit for this channel. And for me, HBO Max is one of the more interesting streaming services to me, although admittedly it's mainly because of content preference. I tend to really like a lot of the content that comes out of Warner Media. Like, I enjoy watching Warner Brothers movies and watching Cartoon Network and Adult Swim shows, and I'm really excited that J.G. Cantell's series Close Enough is finally making its debut on HBO Max. So that's why it's one of the services that I'm personally more excited for. But at the same time, I understand that this comes as pretty bad news to a lot of Ghibli and Netflix fans in Canada, the States, and Japan. Especially since, you know, nowadays with these newer streaming services like Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Peacock, one of the really big questions a lot of people have is, why in the hell would I subscribe to yet another streaming service? And, you know, it's understandable because these streaming services are another cost on top of the streaming services you may already use, like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. And the thing about HBO Max, and I kind of wish they did change this, is that it's one of the more expensive streaming services coming out. You know, it's going to cost $15 a month when it comes out. I know it's going to be a free service to certain AT&T customers, but I think for a lot of people, myself included, are going to have to pay for that $15 a month cost. So I'm hoping in the case of HBO Max that they do some sort of like free trial. I do hope that for HBO Max they have other options to get people's feet wet at first, because I think a lot of people are going to look at that $15 a month price and think, ooh, that's really expensive. So yeah, so in the case of the Ghibli movies being exclusive, the streaming rights being exclusive to HBO Max in the States, you know, it's a matter of exclusivity deals and licensing, which are certainly not new. You know, they've been around in the entertainment industry, even outside of movies. Like, they've been part of the entertainment industry certainly as long as I can remember. It's just that I think it's exacerbated even more so with a lot of the newer streaming services, because with Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime, those movie services, even though they have their own original content, you know, like Netflix has Klaus, for instance, and Hulu has The Handmaid's Tale, they also have content from multiple studios. You know, one of the reasons why I am subscribed to Hulu is because, at least for now, they have a really pretty decent cartoon selection. Like, you can watch shows from Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, they even have some Disney Channel shows on there. Whereas with these newer services like Disney Plus, Peacock, and HBO Max, because they come from the studios themselves, you're only going to get content from each of the respective studios they come out of. Now, in the case of HBO Max, it's going to have content from Warner Media. I know they're also going to have South Park episodes, and at least in the States, the Studio Ghibli movies, but you're not going to be watching Disney movies on HBO Max anytime soon, or if ever. So I definitely could understand the case of So I definitely understand for a lot of Netflix and Ghibli fans in Canada, the States, and Japan, this is going to come as really disappointing news, because it would have been really nice if they came to Netflix, because it's already a service many people have. I imagine a lot of Netflix subscribers would be like, hey, I don't have to, pay for another streaming service because it's already coming to the service I already own, and I don't have to pay extra for that. Whereas now, if they do want to stream these movies, it looks like they're going to have to wait for HBO Max and pay its rather expensive price, especially if they're not an AT&T subscriber. I know that G-Kids has released many of the Ghibli movies digitally, like for iTunes, but you have to pay for each of the movies. So on iTunes, for instance, they come in at around $15 to $20 each, depending on if you get the HD or standard definition version of the movies. So yeah, I definitely understand that myself, and the pricing of HBO Max, I could see that it's going to be one of the caveats for a lot of people. So I do hope that they do launch at least some kind of free trial, if not lower the price a bit, because I know that one of the major anxieties with these streaming services is a lot of people wondering, why do we even need them? Now, for those that are going to get the Ghibli movies coming to Netflix in their country, I feel really happy for you all. Both for Ghibli fans who really want to watch these movies over and over again. I myself, I do really want to rewatch some of the movies like Whisper of the Heart, which I think Whisper of the Heart will resonate with me even more now than when I was a kid. And for those who haven't seen the Ghibli movies yet, I highly recommend many of them. I really like movies like Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away is my personal favorite, and I know there's even more that I really want to see. Like, I know that my sister really wants me to see films like Pompoko and Porco Rosso, and I'm definitely really interested myself. It's just a shame that Netflix and Ghibli fans in the States, Japan, and the United States aren't going to be able to get them on the streaming service of their choice. So, alright, so let me know your thoughts down below on this news story. How do you feel that the Ghibli movies are coming to Netflix internationally, but they're not coming to Netflix in Canada, the States, or Japan? Leave all those thoughts down below. Are you personally going to check out HBO Max yourself? Again, me personally, it's not that like I'm being a super fanboy for HBO Max. I do understand the flaws of things, like especially the pricing. It's just that as someone on YouTube that covers the entertainment industry, it's going to be something I'm going to be covering to begin with. So leave all your thoughts down below on this particular story. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell to get notified when I release my latest videos. Follow me at Blood Moon Bobby on your favorite social media platforms to take part in polls, see my tech tips, and to hear about my video plans. Thanks for watching.